And a good one. Was good, was good, was good. So, I forgot to tell you guys to do something. Don't forget to invest in yourself today. There you go. So yeah, there actually is a lot going on. There are a few things that came up in the news. I mean, man, it's insane. I mean, I've got I want to say 16 different news articles. That's just this morning. Kraken's going to launch a token sale platform with this company called Legion, reserving 20% of tokens for users with a Legion score. It excludes, obviously, can't do it in the United States, Canada, Australia, and it aims to bridge crypto with traditional finance through compliance. That's going to be interesting. And the reason why I bring it up is because it's yet another move by Kraken. If I had to create a run book on how to grow your business and create, multiple revenue streams, as well as position your business across different sectors, Kraken would be a part of that book. It really would be. It's more than just, walking into, a new country and saying we're going to do business in this country. It's the different business ideas that they're having. Yes, they're all centered around finance, duh. But I'm saying, the different ways that they're going about it is big, right? Kendrick, good morning. Yes, early bird gets the worm, definitely. But they also say patience is a virtue, so I don't know. Soulmate, rebranded from Brera Holdings, secured a $300 million investment from ARK Invest, triggering a 225 stock surge. You want to know what that's going to be all about? It's all about buying Solana, hence Soulmate. Get it? I think the surge comes from not just the investment, but who they got the investment from. And it's not the first quote unquote Solana investment that ARK Invest is making or has made. So it's something that people are paying attention to, because right now we're in a market where a lot of companies are trying to do the whole, we want to be a treasury firm and failing. And that's what makes this a big deal, because I think we have more failing than doing well like this one. So watch the story. Watch the story, definitely. Do your own research, know your entries and exits, and absolutely invest deliberately. That's the GMB3. Practice that. Stocks, bonds, options, businesses, crypto, real estate, your time. Practice the GMB3 against all of that. Can't go wrong. The reason why I don't believe you can go wrong is because it's all about knowledge. Knowledge is power. Just saying. You're not guaranteed to make money, but at least you'll be more in the know than others. And you'll be more in the know than you were yesterday if you continue to do research today. Grow that knowledge so you can use it to your advantage. Something else that's going on. Michigan, I thought it was dead in Michigan, but apparently Michigan's bill 4087, HB 4087, is moving along. That bill is all about creating a Bitcoin reserve. So it seems to still have legs, and it seems to still be moving forward. And it seems to be across 47 states. So imagine. I don't know. I don't know if it still has legs across all 47, but 47 states have looked into it. What else do we have going on? Grayscale's GDLC ETF was approved by the SEC. It offers exposure to 5 cryptocurrencies with a weighting of 72% in Bitcoin. 72%? You have 5 and you're weighting at 72%. So the other 4 get to divide up 28. I guess that's a lot. That's a high percentage for me. I'd be rethinking that. I don't know that I'd be able to go for a high percentage like that. I would weight mine differently for sure. Absolutely for sure. It's launched on NYSE, so something else for you to pay attention to. Something else, Bank of Japan has left its main interest rate unchanged at 0.5%, while also announcing its first ETF sell-off amid 2.7% core inflation. 2.7% core inflation. Yeah. SoftBank is laying off 20% of its Vision Fund staff and betting $500 billion on AI. Data centers in the U.S., just different kinds of, projects, and working with OpenAI. Something else I'm paying attention to. If you're interested in investing, you're going to look at things where companies that would normally invest in crypto or regular stocks or whatever, you're going to pay attention to those moves because it might give you an idea about what's going on. I think there's going to be an issue with this to me, frankly, I think there's an overinvestment in data centers. And, especially data centers that are geared toward AI. And here's why. You have AI that's going to be built into the computers that you buy, right? Running locally, or your computers that you're buying are capable of running, those things locally, running AI locally. So if I can run it locally and I can get the same results, then why do I need any of your products? Hear me out. Why do I need an OpenAI? Why do I need a Grok, a Gemini, an Anthropic? Why do I need any of those? Here's something else. Why do I need your AI infused product? Because whatever you're going to have AI do, I can do it on my local machine and then give it back. This is what I mean. As more and more people become adept at leveraging AI just becomes another tool like Microsoft Word, like Google Sheets. You know what I mean? It just becomes a part of the everyday process. And why would I want to pay extra for that if I can get it for free running on my local machine? I have a laptop and I run AI on my laptop. So that means wherever I go, I'm sitting on a plane, can't have internet access sometimes, I can leverage AI still on my laptop. So, kind of begs the question. Just saying. There's things that I want to pay attention to as we move forward, because it lets me know that, yeah, you're right. That's commodity now. It's not a big deal. I can get that anywhere. Why do I need to pay for yours? Like, is it convenient to have AI built into Microsoft Word? Sure. Is it worth, $20, $30 a month for it to have it built into Word when I can just come to another application, do whatever it is I have to do, and then put it back in Word? Yeah, see? It's a lot easier. Not to mention that somebody like me who owns a company that does application development, I can write a tiny little application, put it in a button in Word, and it'll take whatever I have on the screen or right click, put it in the other space, do something, and come back. Kind of the same experience. Now, most people are not going to go and do something like that. I mean, I would, because I'm a geek. But yeah, when I look at these things, I'm looking at what we could possibly be doing with regard to AI and how that works and how it can affect my bag with regard to investing. So I'm paying attention to that whole landscape. So if I can do it locally on my laptop, why do you need such big, data centers sucking down tons of energy? For what? What else are you doing is the question. What else are you doing is the question. If I can run it locally, what else are you doing that you need a huge data center? Because running it locally on my machine doesn't cost me that much. Just saying, just pointing it out to you as you start to look forward and, think about purchasing things. Hong Kong proposed regulatory changes to reduce capital requirements for tokenized assets, while UBS and other banks are piloting blockchain tokenization. That's why they're looking at it like that. Telling you, there are things that we could be paying attention to that are giving us signs. Tokenization is going to be huge. So every coin out there that's involved in tokenization, not just the tokenization process, but the actual trading process as well, settlements, any kind of ties from digital to traditional, any coin, any project that's out there involved in those processes, those are coins that I'm interested in. Want to know why? Because they have a use case. I'm not buying any coin that doesn't have a use case. Unless it's like I already have some Pepe. I already have a couple of meme coins that are making me money. Right? But I'm not buying anything else that does not have a true use case. Because I think they'll fall off to the side. And I don't think it's that far away that starts to happen. I think a great culling, of the crypto market is coming. I think within the next 5 years, you're just going to see hundreds of thousands of coins just fall off the face of the earth. And you see coins and projects being abandoned all the time. And then I'm looking for the consolidation. There's the consolidation and culling that I'm talking about. And that consolidation is going to be interesting because it is going to happen. It's definitely going to happen. Immutable in the gaming space surged 17% due to, just, what is it? 17% immutable surge due to Fed rate cuts and gaming sector momentum. Now, when I look at this, everybody was like, oh, gaming's done, gaming's dead. And I sit back and I just go, what are you talking about? People play games everywhere. So gaming moving to the metaverse, yeah, that's a thing. That is absolutely a thing. Buying gaming consoles, yeah, that's nice, but people are starting to look for that experience. And I think Web3 gaming is going to have a surge. It's going to have a surge. Give it a couple of years. So when I see this, I'm like, yeah, that's nice, but it's not fully baked yet, which means I've got some runway. I'm telling you, I think gaming is going to be a very big deal. The XRP ETF surged 5x in 90 minutes. Now, it pulled back a bit, but that's a record. That's a record. Dogecoin I told you guys last night, Dogecoin did well as well. So yeah, we're starting to see ETFs come out and do well. I hope that trend stays because there's still 90-something ETFs out there yet to hit the market. Just pay attention. Just pay attention. RWA integration in DeFi reached about $30.26 billion thus far in 2025, dominated by tokenized U.S. treasuries at $7.3 billion. I'm telling you, it's the ability for us to see what's coming. That's what I'm talking about. It's the ability and we can see what's coming because you can see the infrastructure being laid out in front of us. So is tokenization going to be big? Yes. Is gaming going to be big? Yes. Is AI going to be big? Yes. You can just see things start to you can see the foundations being laid. Right? So I think about it in terms of construction. When you first get there, they've got to clear the land. And it looks like a mess until it's all cleaned out and everything else. And then the real building begins. So it was a mess. And they're clearing everything out. And now the real building is starting to begin. Now you know why I'm paying attention to things. Trust Wallet token rose about 50% after Binance's founder, CZ, gave it praise. And this is the second time that he has said something and people listened. The first time was Aster, and Aster is still blowing up. This Trust Wallet thing is another time that he said something, and it's also blowing up. I say this to you because I do believe that Binance does have a piece of Trust Wallet. But I say this to you because I think that CZ might be staging a comeback. Now, rumors have been floating that he could return. There might be a possibility of him returning to Binance. And I'm waiting. I'm waiting to see. Because that would be amazing. So, as he continues to flex his muscle out there, because he's somebody that people listen to, I'm going to be paying attention to, is there anything going on over at Binance that could be kind of showing that he's coming back? He is the largest shareholder of Binance, just saying. Kevin Durant reclaimed a 2016 Bitcoin investment worth about $1.8 million after years of access issues. They weren't access issues. Brian Armstrong shut down his account and wouldn't let him have it back. And I'm like, that's a no bueno thing. It's a no bueno thing. I have an issue with centralized exchanges. I use them, but I don't stay there. Once I understand what kind of trade I want to do and the steps within that trade, a centralized exchange might be a step in that trade, but it's just a step. That value doesn't stay there for me. It does not stay there. I'm not going to have you lock up my funds. I have a friend that's going through that right now. Unfortunately, I think that I told him to call the FBI. Like, once it moved beyond me going through all the machinations as to what he could do, I was like, call the FBI. Because it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. I'm going to say that I think these environments where you go and you get your apps, I think those environments need to be locked down. I think a couple of those companies are not doing a good job. They're allowing other companies to come in with their apps, and they can be fake apps. I think that they should be locked down a bit. I think they should be held. I should never, like, so if your whole thing is about safety and, accessibility, all that good stuff with your walled garden, when I go there to download an app, I should never be downloading an app that's dangerous. That's my point. China's yuan hit a record low versus the euro, 8.4 yuan per euro. The U.S. officials, Scott Bessent, dismissing concerns as, well, that's a European problem. And I go back to what happens any place in the world affects any place in the world. I don't know that I would nonchalantly say that. Now, I definitely, and if I'm in his position, I wouldn't be saying that out loud where people can hear me. I would kind of keep that inside, because that's not a good move. Not a good move. If you're supposed to be our partner and you want to get things from Europe, that's not the attitude you want to show. Just saying. Anyway, you know what we should do? That's right. We should get into the numbers. So let me move this, get my notes out of the way. We always start over here. Let's see. All right. So Dow implied open 16 points down. S&P futures implied open 2.75% up. 2.75 points up. NASDAQ futures implied open 4.25 points up. To me, those are unchanged. Oil down 0.62. US 10-year up 0.021. Interesting. Very interesting. Who do we have today? Barnes & Noble. Not a lot of companies actually out there reporting today. Big Lots I still want to hear about because it's retail. It's low-end retail, so I definitely want to hear about that. Let's see. Anybody else I want to pay attention to? Yeah, Big Lots, and that's it. Barnes & Noble and Big Lots. That's it. Then we've got the U.S. economy. We really don't have much going on today. We do have Fed speak today. I am going to want to pay attention to that because I want to know what was on their mind during the vote. Then we've got crypto fear index at 53. It's 52 yesterday, 53 today. Not going to worry about it. We're down a little bit on total value locked at $161.7 billion in total value locked. We're still in the 160s. I have to say, that's a good thing. Bitcoin is down a little bit. See that trend line? Bitcoin is still down a little bit. And I wonder, this would be a different trend line. I don't have enough to draw a line over here. Like maybe from here? I don't think so though. So if I picked right there, I don't have enough to draw a line. So if I hit it right there, and then I look at maybe right here, Nope, I don't have enough to draw a trend line. Let me see if I put it there and then move this one. Oh, maybe I do have enough to draw a trend line right there. Boom. So there's your trend line. There's your additional trend line. This is the one that we were on before. This is where we seem to be now. We seem to be trading a lot within that space. That's interesting to me. That's very, very interesting to me. Because these two hit, and then down here, these two hit. That's or one of this one hits. Not this one, but this one, then this one, then this one. That's interesting. So are we going to play off of that trend line? I mean, you would hope that we get to this trend line, but either way, that's a nice trend line going up. We'll see what happens. And does it stay operating within this space? Be interesting to me. So we'll leave it there to see what happens, right? I tend to leave, I don't know if you noticed, but I tend to leave my trend lines where they are. Wow, look at that. So we stayed here until it's exactly what Rick Ritchie said last night. Trends are great until they're not. They're backward looking. Trend lines are backward looking. That's why I look for news that's very forward looking. Anyway, what else do we have? When you're looking at the big board, you've got a lot of things that are down slightly. I still see the same things that are good for me. Doge, Link, Avalanche, Hype. You've got that new one, Aster, Solana. Have you been paying attention to this number? BMB, have you been paying attention to this number? BMB actually did hit a new all-time high above 1,000. So I'm paying attention to that. Cardano is trading above 90 cents. Love that. Sui's another good one. Sui's been making moves, cutting deals with different companies. Same thing for XRP. ETH is on the move. BCH, BTC. There's still a lot that I can still say I'm comfortable even at these levels buying. Hey, Stitchy. I can still say I'm all right with that. Then when I look at the big board, I look to see, what are the numbers doing? How are they moving? All that good stuff. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm not displeased at the moment. I'm actually feeling these numbers. I'm liking the way things are playing out. I really, really am. And you can see the bounce between, it's funny, you can see the bounce between BNB and Solana. For a little bit, Solana had surpassed BNB, but BNB hit 1,000. I'm just saying. Yes, I own some BNB. I still have a teensy-weensy bag of Solana. I leave it there, I just leave it there. I mean, it's not that far away from its all-time high, right? Another $50 or so. Okay. $52. Okay. I'll leave it there. We'll see what the story is. There's a lot of gusto behind Solana, which is why I'm paying attention to it. Right? Looking at Cardano, again, 90 cents. They're in the green for year to date. That's huge to me. Dogecoin is almost in the green year to date. Right? I'm telling you, I'm paying attention to all these tiny little things that make me say, okay, I want to get in. Let's see. Hyperliquid is still on the move. Look at that. You look at that year to date, 134%. Telling you. Avalanche. Wow. Avalanche has been quietly on the move. It's at number 13 now. I wonder how long it's going to be before it overtakes Chainlink. I'm just saying the top 15 coins are powerful coins. Even when you remove the stable coins and you stick to the 15, you're still looking at some powerful coins. Look at Sui, look at Stellar. If you remove the stable coins, Stellar would be in the top 15 coins. As a matter of fact, if you remove the stable coins, Bitcoin Cash would be in the top 15 coins too. People laugh at me. Hedera, really close. This is what I'm paying attention to. Use cases. These are all coins that have actual use cases. Now you know why I like them. Looking at the GMB crypto tracker, let's see who the losers are. Is there anybody above 5%? Yep. Let's see. Anybody I care about above 5%. So right here. Well, right about here. So Bitcoin Cash is down 5%. This GMB X factor of 5.24. Brett is down 5% with GMB X factor of 3.39. And Aster is down 6.6%. That's a pullback. And think about this. It's at all-time high. So I'm like, GMB X factor of 0.12. I could get into Astra right here. I'd be looking to see if there's going to be another pullback, but I would analyze the charts right there. But I could get into Astra right here and just wait because I think it's going to grow. It was at 84 in terms of ranking. It's at 125 now. So I find it very interesting. It's a marketplace, and that has real potential, in my humble opinion. Anyway, everybody, this is Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. I really do hope that you like what I'm talking about, like what I'm doing, like the community that we are building together. And if you do me a favor, smash the likes, tell your friends about us, and if you can, become a member. Members has its advantages. And if you are a junior bagger or a bagger, reach out to me on Instagram because I need your email address to get you an additional benefit. Just saying. And yes, it actually is an additional benefit. You'll get access to GrowMyBag.tv. You're already paying for it. There's a huge benefit to that. Anyway, everybody, this is Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. I will be back later on tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Friday Night Flips. Everybody, have a good one. Lex Luthor, what's good?